can create our own GPT, essentially a chat GPT chatbot with our own data, our own knowledge base, whatever it is that we choose. In this case, I'm just looking at it and saying, hey, I found this really great article online that has some good guidance for realtors. And I'm going to essentially take that article and make it the knowledge base. You could do any number of things. You could import documents, spreadsheets, PDFs, anything else that you can think of. And keep in mind, you can turn just about anything into a PDF. So be creative and daydream a bit about what kind of GPT you want to create. In this particular case, we're doing a brainstorming objection handling. Okay, so the article has something like 10 examples of handling objections specific to real estate. And it has recommendations on how to do that and how to be creative and how to look at it. So we're going to take those details from the article and put it into this GPT. You can see I'm setting up here just a very brief description of what I'm doing. Lots of typos, of course, because people are watching. You can get much more detailed than this, of course, but the whole point here is for you to see the basics of how this works. You can literally set it up in about 6 minutes and have this tool that you could go back and rely on. And I've got a secret. I have a bunch of those. It's how I do an awful lot of things these days, where I've loaded hundreds of pages of expertise into ChatGPT and it persists. And then that way I can work with that and interact with that going forward. So you can see here the conversation starter. You can see it on the right-hand side of the screen as if other people were using this. We're just building it for ourselves. Here is the article that I found that inspired this, and you can see it's a bit lengthy. It goes on for quite a while. I'm just going to say, hey, let's print this to a PDF. There you go. Don't worry about formatting, any of that kind of fun stuff. Save it with the default name into my downloads directory or temporary directory. And then I'm going to upload it to the GPT. Select it. Upload. You can see the little circle on the left there. It is not yet uploaded, but it'll probably be pretty quick. It's not a very large file. There you go. It's a few seconds, really. I don't really use code interpreter and data analysis much, but why not? What if we want to use it down the road? Go ahead and click it. Let's make a little photo icon, if you will, for our GPT, even if it's just for ourselves for fun, maybe as an identifier. This takes about 20 seconds or something of that nature. There you go. Looks like a very happy, powerful realtor gentleman, I guess. Other ways that you can interact are on the create side. So you can see that right here. You can sort of iterate and chat with ChatGPT to create your GPT, your custom GPT. But I just sort of took it the simple, direct way, and I made it so that it's only available for me. I'm not clear whether I really ought to be taking someone else's published content and using it in that fashion. I think using it for my own sort of research or bouncing around ideas is probably quite applicable, but I wouldn't turn it open to the world because it's not my content that I own. So let's use this GPT. We turn it on. You see I selected it from a few different GPTs that I have in the upper left-hand corner. And I'm basically saying, here's an objection. Let's see what this GPT knows. Let's see what it knows about real estate. Here's what's really cool. Maybe you've been in this business 5 years, 10 years, 20, 25 years, and maybe you're really a pro. It is wonderful to bounce ideas around. It's wonderful to take the emotion out of a lot of situations. It's wonderful to get a reminder of going back to basics in a lot of different ways. So pretty good response. I'm not going to try to read it off. You can pause or read it off yourself. I think it's a very good response given that we spent 4 minutes so far creating the knowledge base on that GPT. Imagine if you spent 20 minutes, a half hour, and loaded up some serious information. So here's another one. I have a client that has been receiving full offers at full price, but has not agreed to any of the offers in a timely manner. So this is kind of a strange situation, right? So we're saying, hey, got any ideas about why or how to approach it? maybe this is the kind of thing that you look at when you've exhausted the possibilities that you have come up with and maybe your colleagues have come up with, or just use it like I do. And it's sort of the first sign of needing a little bit of poking and prodding to get in the zone with ideas. Great way to start, because remember, you can iterate from here. You can say, hey, let's talk more about number five. Let's talk more about options and solutions. I only like one of these. Iterate all you like you're having a conversation. And then ultimately, just minutes later, you come up with your decided solution. This is something I try to remember all the time. When you don't know what you don't know, ask ChatGPT. Right? I actually didn't know the answer to this question, right? All I did was imported one article's worth of real estate knowledge. Imagine if I had 20 million characters worth of real estate knowledge, like I'm actually building in a chatbot that is separate from this. I don't know what I don't know. So let's ask ChatGPT, what sorts of things can you do? And boy, does it come back with quite a list. And usually I skim these things and then just iterate and dive in a little bit deeper where I